I'm here in my hallway of my flat, and there is a reason for it, which I'll let you into a wee bit later. But suffice it to say, there is a reason why I'm here and not in the church. And because I'm not in the church and I'm at home, I think it looks a bit weird wearing vestments if you're in your own home. So that's why I'm not wearing vestments. But this is the sermon or the chat or the talk for Good Shepherd Sunday, which is this coming Sunday. And I thought, well, Jesus is the Good Shepherd, the idea of metaphor. We're going to run with metaphor this week. Again, I have no idea how your week's been, how you're feeling, where you are. But today's gospel passage has really comforted me. Jesus saying that the shepherd knows the name of each of the sheep and he calls them out by name. And that feeling, as I read it, it felt like a reassuring cuddle. And yeah, we need cuddles at the moment. And us following Jesus like the sheep follow the shepherd. So I found it really reassuring this week. And I wanted to share that with you. We are reading a book together in church during May called Mere Christianity by C.S. Lewis. And I also know that Eileen's theological group, reading group, is doing Alistair McGrath's The Landscape of Faith. So I thought I would use a metaphor that I think Alistair McGrath picks up from C.S. Lewis. But that of waiting in a hallway. And C.S. Lewis, he says, quite often we wait in the hallway and we look at the doors, but we don't go through them. And we can kind of see through it, and it looks tantalizing, but we don't go through. And Jesus was saying in the gospel that he is the gatekeeper, and the sheep go into the fold, and he's the gatekeeper who makes sure that all the known and loved sheep enter into safety. And I think sometimes we settle for the dingy hallway instead of maybe thinking what's on the other side of the door. Alistair McGrath says, to believe is to step through a door into the rich pasture lands of the Christian faith and begin a process of exploration and appreciation. And what got me this week is that Jesus said, I've come that they might have life and life in all its fullness. And I wonder what life in all its fullness looks like. I remember I preached on this same passage last year when we were in the church, when all the music, and I went up into the pulpit and I asked the same question, what is life in all its fullness? Now maybe for you at that time your response might have been, well, life in its fullness, maybe that would be the next holiday you were planning. Maybe it was looking forward to going to see friends in far off places. Maybe it was about stopping work and having the luxury of spending time in the countryside, or reading, or doing jigsaw puzzles, or gardening. And of course now, a year later, we're in a very different situation. But the great thing about Scripture and the great thing about the words of Jesus is that they're eternally true for everyone. And that doesn't matter where we are, who we are. They're truth. So this year, here I am in a hallway, not in the church, not wearing my robes, but asking the same question. What is life in all its fullness? And what if you and I were to just push open that door and step out of the hallway and, well, we'd see something else. We'd go into a room where there was space to meet other people, to chat, to cook, and somewhere out there, further along the journey, there might be something called sunshine, which would be like a radiator but gave an immeasurable more warmth. And the lights might be qualitatively different from being in the hallway to being in the kitchen to being outside. And I wonder what stops us, what makes us want to stay in the hallway and not step over the threshold. And what would it look like for our community if we stepped over and if we travelled through together? And how would that change us? What would need to change inside us? I leave it with you. I don't want to stay in this hallway very long. In fact, I don't really want to stay in the flat very long. I want to go outside because the quality is so much better than it is inside. And then I think, what stops me going deeper with God? What stops me trusting and moving forwards, knowing that Jesus is someone who knows my name and cares for me in an intimate way? Don't let's stay in the hallway. Let's go through and let's help each other to go into the different room.